How's that? Better? Let me know. Oh, that's not supposed to be like that. All right. Good. Good to go. Good to go. There I am. Dilly dilly. Good, good, good. It's work. What's shaking, Mike? Greg, I can't watch Game of Thrones tonight because Sarah's working. So that's going to suck. I have to stay away from everything GOAT for the next until Tuesday night. I can't even go on a computer, watch TV, do nothing. Oh, I know, right, Derek? What's up, Bry? Long time no talkie. Good to see you, Bry. You watching GOAT? If you are, don't tell me. I don't want to know what's going on. My wife's working. I have to wait 2 days before I can watch it. But it is what it is. I got to do it. Bry, I need some more shrimp from you, from your stash. What goes good with the crystal reds you sent me? Because the tank that I put them in is turning into an awesome shrimp / snail tank. And I just want some more shrimp to put in there that will go well with those shrimp. If you could hook me up, that would be awesome. Yes, Greg, any GOAT spoilers is a permanent ban. Brian's not a GOAT fan. Too bad. You should binge it. Yeah, exactly. On the couch. I've had some, besides not being able to watch GOAT, so I decided to join you. Anybody who loves saltwater aquariums, Rico, I think, is also doing a live stream right now. My boy Rico. So head on over to his channel, Rico's Aquariums, if you love talking about saltwater. If you love talking about saltwater, freshwater, blackwater, and any other type of fish, and you love drinking beer, you can stay here and talk with me. And I will answer all your questions. American Reefing is rescaping his tank. Yeah, I just did a huge water change on my 40, and I ended up knocking the branching hammer off its base, and it sucked. So I had to fix that. That was no fun at all. Any Caridina will work, but they will interbreed. So I need to have Brian on. Actually, Brian, I think we need to do. I do interviews with YouTube fish keepers, and you'd be an awesome interview, especially since I was watching you before I even had a YouTube channel. So if that's something you'd be interested in, I've probably done about 10 of them. Rachel, Joey, Dustin, all those celebrities. If you would be so kind to join me one night to do an interview, I'd love to interview you, right? Because I want to keep asking you questions about the shrimp, but I think it would be best for an interview. So let me know. Give me thumbs up if you'd be on board. We'll schedule it. I'll Facebook message you. All right, good. So Brian's on board. If anybody doesn't know Brian's fish tanks, he used to be, I think it was Dolly VH. What was it? Put it up there if you can remember. Was it Dolly VH something? I don't know. I used to watch him before I even had a YouTube channel. I mean, I've been keeping fish tanks for 30 years, but when I started watching him on YouTube, he was one of the first ones. And he used to run this series, Who You Ought to Know, and he would go over like a channel. It sort of like how I do it. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, it's what interests you. The channel could be popular. It could be not popular. It didn't matter. He just was sort of like shout outs. And I was like, oh man, one day I'm going to be on Who You Ought to Know. come on, Bri, call me out, call me out. And then years and years ago, I remember messaging him when I needed some help setting up my CO2, and he was super responsive and helpful, and he's just a good guy. And I finally got to meet him at Dilly Dilly Bri at AE in New Jersey. So that was nice to get to talk to him. It's just nice to talk to normal people, you know, when you go to those places, or anywhere really. But it was nice to talk to Brian. So I look forward to the interview. He's in. What's up, Kev? What's up, Bass Time? Do you need to go wood or metal? For what? Let me know. Wayne is from the UK, so it is 116, depending on where he is in the UK. Question, I want a 3-gallon rimless tank setup through Tannin Aquatics. Was wondering what I could stock with few reservoirs or just do I shrimp tank maybe. 3-gallon? I like shrimp tank, beta tank, snail tank, like a 1-fish tank. I'm slow. I have huge tanks and I have medium tanks and I have small tanks. I really like small tanks for maintenance wise, and you can really like plant the crap out of them and just let everything take over. Excuse me. Get wicked jungle with them. But I'm thinking shrimp. I like the shrimp. Yes, Dilly Dilly. Brian's Fish Tanks. Old school YouTuber. And just has like a trillion million tanks. Moderator, wrench added. Definitely go check out Brian's Fish Tanks. I've been watching him for years. There's very few channels I still watch for fish keeping. I watch a ton of YouTube, and 10% of it is fish keeping. Dilly Dilly. And Bry's one of the channels I always watch. He's just a guy talking about his fish tanks, just like me. Giving you the info, the good, the bad, the ugly, and yeah. What's up there, beta? There you go. Speaking of betas, if anybody on the chat doesn't know, myself and a few buddies started another company off of my aquarium box called Beta Oasis, where we sell freshwater plants, premium betas, and premium all-in-one beta kits. So check that out, betaoasis.com. Myself, Mr. President of my aquarium box, Greg Jones, and Michael Eugenio of Green Oasis Farms, along with Paul Eugenio, his brother, and Chris DeSalvo, all of Green Oasis Farms and Koi Companion, and now Beta Oasis. And we run everything down out of Chris's farm, really, in Florida, where they've got everything set up and they're able to go pick the best plants and the best fish, and they don't need to get them shipped to them. They hand pick them, just like if you were at the store and be like, look at this gorgeous beta coming home to a person near you. So we don't have to get stuff shipped to us and then shipped to this person and then shipped to that person. We just hand pick them and then we ship them out to the customer, which is great. I know this is I know this is sort of a selfless plug, but I think at the end of the day, when you're in the fish keeping community and you need fish and your local fish stores are dying and you just can't get to a fish store, or maybe the only way for you to get fish is to order them online, I just want you to know the fish you buy from us are literally handpicked. Not what you see is what you get, and you click a button and you hope you get all those fish mailed to you, and then you've got to acclimate them and then get them healthy and then mail them out. We get to go handpick the fish that we want and that right there in itself is really awesome. Being down in Florida, the guys down there are lucky. Warm weather, awesome fish, awesome plants. Don't have to get them shipped from everywhere. So, um, and then, maybe it is a shameless plug. I don't care. I just like talking about it because I'm proud of the company. So, is what it is. Did I kill my jungle valve I got from auction? Cleaning them with a bleach solution. They're not looking good. If the bleach solution was too strong, you may have, but most plants will melt back right out of the gate. I did get my 75 water Blackwater tank to tint up mahogany log. Yep. You can also use there's so many types of pods and cones and leaves. I also see a lot of people on YouTube, and I'm not saying this is wrong or not wrong. I haven't done it. Boiling all their botanicals, all their pods and leaves and cones and everything, and then they put them in their tank because they want to get rid of everything that is on them if there's something on them. But that probably leaches out the majority of the tannins. Joseph, you can check out his channel. He's got a lot of Blackwater. Have been pretty much obsessed with Blackwater for, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years. It's a big trend right now, but I love native tanks. I love things that look like they're supposed to look. If you were in that country, in that river, in that lake, in that pond, super cool to look at. I don't ever boil any of my botanicals. I drop them right in the tank. Maybe I'll soak them in tap water for, a half hour if I'm patient, just to get them a little bit waterlogged. Speaking of botanicals, my Aquarium Box also sells tons of botanicals on our site. Great pot, all sorts of cool pods you are not going to see, as well as our new box coming out, the Blackwater My Aquarium Box. It's a sample box where you can get 11, 12, 15 different samples of botanicals that are aquarium safe, and that you can be like, this looks like shit. I don't like this. Ooh, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. Don't like this. I do like this. And then you get to try out all sorts of different type of botanicals. Tannin released aquarium safe botanicals also serve multifunction as well as good hiding places for plecos, crayfish, little shrimp, baby fish that are just born from a spawn. These things are awesome. I have them in my 135. I dump them all in, and I love every part of them. Super cool looking. So that is going to be launched in the next week or so. It's a Blackwater sample box, and then whatever you like in the box, you can also go right back to My Aquarium Box, shop.myaquariumbox.com, and order them up. Botanicals are kicking butt. I love Greg getting all these samples and what's good and what's not for a fish tank, and he's sampling them and he's giving them to me, and then I throw them in my tank, and the tank looks sweet. It's working for the fish, for every inhabitant in the tank. It's super cool. I love it. That's what I'm loving about the fish keeping hobby right now for me, is I get to sample all these cool things and see what works, see what doesn't work, and yeah, super cool. What's up, 44? Kev does all Blackwater. What's up, Cruz? How you guys doing? Kev likes my Blackwater tank. My big Blackwater was supposed to be. I originally wanted it to be a big saltwater tank, but the sump and the works, and I just didn't have it in me. I just wanted to do. Actually, I wanted to do a native largemouth bass tank, but apparently you can't keep largemouth bass in Massachusetts. I can catch them all I want. I'm just not allowed to take care of them. They either want you to kill them or throw them back. What's up, Darifa? Mahalo. What's up, Rich? Kevin's glad I did one of those. Cruz is finally glad he got his refroids. So was there a problem, or did you just finally get them in that last box? Chattanooga Ed, what's up, buddy? Any tips on what to put in a saltwater refugium? I don't really run sumps on my saltwater, but I would say you probably want to go with, any type of macroalgae, chaeto, dragon breath. What else is there? There's all sorts of macroalgae. Chaeto's like a sponge, like a coarse, like old school sponge you scrub dishes with, and it just, if you have a light on it, it's just going to grow like crazy, and it'll absorb phosphates. And if your sump's doing well and absorbing nitrates and exporting all the nutrients you're putting in the tank to feed your fish and corals, and then your sump is exporting the excess, you're running a clean system. I mean, that's really all there is to it, folks. It's all about what you're importing into the tank, what the inhabitants via plants, fish, corals, livestock are taking in, and then what your filtration is exporting the excess that your system doesn't take in. And it's a big circle, and you're running a clean, healthy, pretty much no maintenance tank if you can figure out that balance. And it's not easy. Every tank is different. Even if you have 5 tanks in your house, they're not all going to be the same. You could have 5 tanks, same light, same filtration, like same stock. It's not going to be the same. You have to figure it out for yourself. Each tank is its own living thing. And I mean, I'm not a doctor of aquariology or whatever. That's just my opinion. So take it with a grain of salt. That's how I feel. Dilly dilly. All my tanks are running smooth. This one behind me, jungle. Finally loving the 13.5 gallon Evo again. Had some trouble. Thought it was going to be like a rock flower tank, and then you just have some die off, and the tank looks bare, but it's like super clear and crystal. No algae. Knock on wood. Tank's running great, but I just don't know what I'm going to do with that tank. Saltwater 40 running on autopilot. Then I got my shrimp tank upstairs, autopilot. This tank, autopilot. Even the 135 Blackwater tank, even though I mess with it here and there, I still haven't decided what other fish I'm going to put in the tank. So pretty much autopilot. Found a super cool battery-operated gravel vac to clean out the sump, because sump's on the floor. Can't create a good siphon. So this has been working awesome. Haven't been really amped up to do any videos, so here's your video on a battery-powered sump cleaner. Just grab one and then clean out your sump into a bucket. Perfect. Job done. Mangroves are doing good in the freshwater. I pulled them out of the saltwater tanks. I felt like they were sucking up too many nitrates. They were just stripping the tank of everything, and it wasn't good for the corals. So for me, mangroves in the saltwater coral reef tank, I felt like it just wasn't that beneficial to the tank. I think they were taking up too much out of the tank. Growing great, they both grew in freshwater and saltwater, which Chris and Paul got down in Florida. They snagged them all from the beach and mailed a couple hundred of them up here. 10 hours a light a day. Ice cream man, why are you struggling with micro sword? So micro sword would need a stronger light as it's way down at the bottom and heavy root feeding, I would say. And if you can provide CO2, then you can provide CO2. You know what? That's the basis of every plant, in my opinion. Good lighting, heavy root feed with a nutrient rich substrate or root tabs, and CO2. Liquid feeding in a tank, I think it can work to an extent, like small tanks. Like I liquid feed Continuum Brightwell Florin Multi in my 5 spec, which has very beginner plants, Moneywort, Micro Micro Sword, a couple Crips, and Anubias, Java Fern, your classic beginner plants that can pretty much handle everything. And that's because I don't want to take care of it. So that is what it is. But I don't think in a bigger tank, liquid ferts are doing nothing. They're just getting cycled right out of the tank. In my opinion, you need nutrient rich substrate, a decent light, doesn't have to be crazy. CO2 does work, but the bigger the tank, you're going to need CO2. Smaller the tank, you can get away without it. That's, in my opinion, definitely not a doctor. Not a doctor. Michael Wajwanio, or as I like to call him, Mary. What's up, buddy? How do you keep land moss aquarium as it is little brown on top? I don't know what to do. Increase your flow if you can get that top of that plant. Just, I like to see a gentle sway. If things start to build up, detritus, brown algae, just grossness, it's because nothing's happening in that part of the aquarium. It's like super dead. Whether you need to just remove that area completely or make it so there's some flow through. Sorry, there's some flow through that part. That's my best advice for that. Is the Nacris sword? There you go. What's up? How do you even pronounce that? Select pet. It's not even the pronouncing. It's actually 2 words put together. Miguel's in the house. Greg's probably listening in the background. Probably watching Goat. I can't watch it. It's very depressing. So I'm here hanging out with 23 people not watching Game of Thrones. What's up, Michael? Give me a question. I'm going to go for 6 more minutes. So if anybody has any question, fire them off. Petsotics, how you doing? I've met him in person. Good guy. Super tough to keep an aquarium company these days, isn't it, Miguel? Rico's the man. He gets like 100 people watching. I'm just a lonely Pats fan who can't watch Game of Thrones on a Sunday night. What's up, Cuddy? Skeeter Root. What's up, my man? Good carpet plant, no CO2. Any carpet plant is a good carpet plant. It's a carpet plant, but it's just not going to grow fast without CO2. SP Rippins, Monte Carlo, baby tears, dwarf baby tears, dwarf hairgrass, micro sword, dwarf sage, and the list goes on and on and on. You can carpet those plants. They're just not going to go to your liking unless you blast it with steroids, also known as CO2. It's just going to take forever. It is what it is. I'm fine with that. I don't like accelerating the process because then the tank's done and then it's just there and then you're just water changing it. Like the only thing left to do is water change the tank. Okay, this tank is all done. Now I just have to water change it all the time. Like I like setting up tanks, new stuff, new stock, figuring out what's going on with the atmosphere of the tank, fixing it, dialing it in, making it perfect, and then like the 2 years or whatever goes by plus, and you're like, okay, it's just autopilot. And then when you have an epiphany or idea to do something else, then you set up a different tank or take down one tank to set up a different tank. But don't rush it. Enjoy it. And CO2 is the only way to go if you want a carpet to go to carpet quick. Yeah, Mike, I definitely will not lose. And by the way, I didn't lose my credit card. I had to give it to a bartender, which I've never had to do. I guess people don't trust you in Jersey. And then I remembered exactly where I left it, and we just had to go find it. So I didn't really lose it. I just left it somewhere and then had to go get it. But no, you're going to be putting your credit card down the next time. What's up, Racky Poo? Rackapooski Dooski. All right, everybody, listen up. We'll talk about Rack for a couple seconds because he's my boy. I love this guy. I don't even know why I do. It's maybe his slight southern accent. It's not too bad. And by bad, I mean it's not too southern. Sort of like might not know where he's from. Might be able to guess it. His voice puts me at ease. Very strange. I'm just like instantly like, oh, what's he talking about? And then I'm just like, bleh. But he's a great guy. I met him at AE Chicago a couple years ago. We message back and forth. He does a ton of great stuff on YouTube with fish, birds, unboxing. Bonsai is my latest like obsession with him. I watched one of his videos while I was eating breakfast this morning. I was just like, I don't know, just put me at ease. Not a lot of things put me at ease. My brain goes a million miles an hour and I'm constantly busy. So if something like shuts everything out, it was one of those clouds where like the immediate like maybe 18-inch circle is HD and everything around you just turns to fog, sort of like a movie. That's what happened. And believe me, I have all my kids running around like crazy, nonstop. And that's what it was. And it was watching Rack give 5 tips to starting off like your bonsai journey. He calls it bonsai, which was a little, sounded super dorky. Maybe it's pronounced like that. I don't know. I've always said bonsai. He says bonsai. I think it's funny. I kind of like it. Who knows how you pronounce it. When he says bonsai, it's just funny. But please post a link down below. Let these people who want to zen out go watch this. So I frantically, with everything I had to do today, with the house and soccer and birthday parties, went to 3 places around me, Home Depot, 2 nurseries, looking for dwarf baby junipers, because tonight I was totally gonna bonsai out. I was like, I have everything I need. I just need the dwarf baby juniper and I can go to town. I've got fertilizers, I've got dirt, I've got pots to put this in if I want to transplant it. I've got everything I need. I just need to find that dwarf baby juniper. And I couldn't freaking find it. And it was so frustrating. And I know you can bonsai everything. Rack told me. I watched a few videos. But I want to start with that dwarf baby juniper. I will have to find it somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to find it, but I will find it. And I was super sad that I did not get to spend pretty much after the kids went to bed my entire night bonsaiing or bonzaiing a beautiful dwarf baby juniper, Japanese juniper. But I didn't. It sucked. So I came on here. What you guys up to? Still listening to me? I'm still listening to the big dum here. Yes, it could have been. All right, Rack posted his bonsai thing. It's super relaxing. I suggest if you need to relax to go watch it. Bonsai is correct. Bonsai is okay though. All right. Well, he's giving me a pass. He's being nice. He's very nice. He's got the southern hospitality. Or maybe it's just hospitality. Yeah, I loved watching the video. Like, I don't know. The whole thing, I was just like eating breakfast. I was eating my eggs. I don't make breakfast ever. Once a week, maybe on Saturday or Sunday. And it's usually at like 11 o'clock if I have time like to sit down for 5 seconds. And I just made my eggs, dumped my homemade hot sauce on the plate, grilled my English muffin, and I'm just like, oh, look at that. Rack put up a bonsai video. And I'm just like, the music in the background and how he's trimming it. Like every fish keeper who's aquascaped a tank and like trims stuff or plays stuff and feels how like relaxing it is. And then you're watching this and his like magical, magically delicious, just like Lucky Charms. So cool. Yeah, just you wait. Because I got the pruning skills down. Like, trust me. Veg, flower, prune, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'll go to town on those plants. And I can't wait. I was so pissed they didn't have any of those friggin' dwarf Japanese junipers. God damn it. Yes, Rack's going around this pond. Should be around the river. The best thing about this rack is I will not be putting any of this on YouTube. This is just for me. You know, like this is the stuff I like to do. I like to paint. I like to grow things outside, inside, as well as inside water. And bonsai is right up my alley. And this is going to be for me. Sorry, folks. This won't be on YouTube. Maybe if we do like a dual teacher student thing where we do a live stream where Rack teaches me and then I go with it and he goes with it. And then we end up with these cool bonsais. Because I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to realize like the bonsai or bonsai thing. Like, should be good. Oh yeah, I trim the hedges in front of the house, side of the house. I take care of all my. I'm obsessed with landscaping and things that bloom in all different seasons, and I think that working to make your landscaping and outside and inside of your house like seem peaceful, like working towards that. Not only when you work to make it happen is it satisfying, but when you see the results, it's also satisfying. So I think that's something that's totally relaxing with landscaping and the fish keeping world and aquascaping and scaping saltwater tanks and bonsai and you know everything that has to do with that sort of calms my mind. Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. I seen that too all the time. I almost bought like a $250 manzanita stump from Tom. Lumpy dog in the house. Dilly dilly lumpy. Yeah, I love all that stuff. I've always been obsessed with that. That and cooking. Really, fish keeping is on the bottom of my obsession totem pole. I love fish keeping, but as far as priorities, obviously it's family and my beautiful wife and my kids and making sure the bills are paid. But then once you get past that, you have my lawn, fishing, beautiful flowers that bloom all year long, splitting wood, stacking wood, getting wood to split and stack, burning the wood. Like there's probably about 25 to 55 things ahead of actual fish keeping, which is crazy because I have a fish keeping YouTube channel. But nobody ever says that because it's, you have a fish keeping YouTube channel. You have to do fish keeping stuff. I'd love to do a trillion billion other things, but I'm just trying to stay away from goat. That's all I'm trying to do. Yeah, go check it out, Bry. It's super relaxing. And he does a great job of explaining. It's sort of like the perfect beginner to bonsai. I searched my town and surrounding for dwarf Japanese junipers. Like, if I have to order them online, that's going to be probably after I get off this live stream. I'm going to be like, Amazon, do you have dwarf Japanese junipers? Please? I'll take two. Make sure they come here tomorrow. And with that, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who's watching. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me on a Sunday night. And Rack, Bry, Rochelle, everybody that's watching right now. 44, Kevin, all you guys, Lumpy Dog, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. I know it's not nothing crazy. 100, 200 people watching. Super chats friggin' flying down the thing. That's not what I'm about. I'm just coming on because I need someone to hang out with, and you guys are my peeps, and I appreciate it. That's if I can figure out how to shut this thing off quickly. Probably won't happen. Peace.